What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. Well, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Kagey here for another match reaction. Not in victorious circumstances this time. This time it was Leeds United 1, Leicester City 4. So we'll get into that. Please like and subscribe. You know, support's been good for the channel for the first video I've put up, so love for all of that. There's a couple of comments I want to address. I'm not always going to address like negative comments or questionable ones because you know you gotta move, but I just want to make something clear in regards to the channel. I'll probably do that to the end of the video if I don't, sue me. But in regards to the game today, I thought that before the game Leicester City had a few players out that I thought were key, and I thought we could get at them in terms of their team selection in regards to Soyuncu being out, Castagna being out. You know, they got a couple of players hurt. You know, Vardy come back in, and obviously he's a big difference maker. Then it comes out before the game that we have a few players out ourselves. We got Rodrigo out, Rafinha out, and for me, that was key in this game. You know, we're talking quality of opposition here in Leicester that have got the know-how. You know how they're going to play counter-attack, and Vardy will break, Barnes will break. That's how they do it, and they do it very well. We missed our key player today, and he's not key as such, but he gives us that extra bit going forward in Rodrigo, who's now self-isolating due to COVID. We missed him badly today, very badly. Pablo Hernandez, you know, we'll get into him in this match reaction, but there's different levels at this level of the Premier League, and we saw that today in regards to the starting lineup and the subs. So, you know, going into the first half, we'll go into that, and we weren't on it. That was one of the worst halves I've ever seen us have under Bielsa. It was something like before he arrived. It was disjointed, the passing was sloppy, defending was very, very wobbly, and you know, Robin Koch has been superb for us in the last few weeks. Since the, you know, even at the Liverpool game, I thought he was fine. I know he gave away the penalty, but yeah, it wasn't his finest moment today. He grew in the second half, but no Koch grew in the second half. Jokes, people. We'll leave that one. But he did. He got better in the second half, but the first half was just an abomination for everybody. You know, Bamford missed a couple of chances. I'm not going to get onto Bamford. I think, you know, it's you know, clear that strikers, they're going to score, they're going to miss. And his last hat-trick has given him a bit of credit in the bank. It would have been nice if he could have taken one, you know, and that's the thing at this level. And I said it on a podcast ages ago, in that you can miss these chances against Luton, you can miss these chances against Reading, but you do it at this level and you will get punished, and we found that out today. Patrick as well, I mean, he's not blessed with pace. Somebody with pace would have gotten ahead of that one against Schmeichel in the second half and rounded him and put it in. But you know, you live with that. You're gonna have pluses and minuses in every striker that you get, so you know, we'll go from there. But the first half in particular was very painful to watch, because even after the Man City one, where they were on us for like 24 minutes, I thought, now we can get back into this. I thought we'd get back into the game eventually. Today, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. I thought that Leicester were just well drilled. They played so well. Barnes was on his game today, and he's somebody that I still feel has to do better with his final ball decision making. But today, he was really good, especially in the first half. Jamie Vardy just proves what a top end striker he is. He just makes Leicester tick all around. You know, even when he came off after, you know, with 5 minutes left, you could see how their approach to the game is so different without him there. You know, he is the outlet, and what an outlet he is. You know, he punishes you. That's what he does, and that's why he's been so good for so many years now at this level. A couple of performances kind of concern me. I would say that I want to see when he's fit, Llorente partner Robin Koch. Liam Cooper's been hurt a bit, I know, but still, I think that we owe it to ourselves, you know, in the Premier League now to try Llorente and Koch when they're both fit and ready to go. I just feel that Liam Cooper against certain teams, especially against a Jamie Vardy, he hasn't got the pace to do it. He just hasn't. You know, he hasn't got the pace, and he's not the, you know, the smartest defender in the sense that he can read the game well. He's not that kind of defender either. But this is what we knew when we was coming up, and you can be a romantic and say you want all the promoted players to play every game and this and that, but you have to be realistic, and you saw that today. Pablo Hernandez, it's going to be tough for him, and he's another one where I said, you know, thank you so much for the memories and thank you for everything, but ideally, I do not want to see Pablo Hernandez starting too many games for Leeds. And it just showed, and that's the difference between having Rodrigo playing and Hernandez playing in the Premier League. There's just a gulf. Pablo needed a few more touches today, and I know he's coming off an injury, he's rusty and he doesn't play a lot, but there was a lot of times where he dwelled on the ball where I think Rodrigo would have been either running through or making a through pass, which would have opened up Leicester a bit more than Hernandez did in the first half. So the first half was an absolute write-off for me. Very, very poor and very disappointing. In the second half, we came out with a bit more intent. We came out looking more like us, the way that we play. We got on them, we put pressure on them. We got a very, you know, lucky goal with Dallas, with the one that goes straight over and through. You get them how you get them however you need to, man. And it was good to see us get back in at 2-1. But from there, what happens from there is that we know, especially when you've got Vardy on the pitch for the opposition, that we're going to be on the ball, but any chance that they've got to get Vardy in, it's probably going to be game over. And if we had just got that second goal, and we was threatening without testing Kasper Schmeichel all that much, you know, we had a lot of good possession. I thought Helder Costa was really good today, actually. I thought, you know, he did a few tricks to get out tight spaces. I thought he played a good few passes as well. Jack Harrison, great first touch as always. Crosses were a bit wayward today, unfortunately. But this is what we're going to get. And it's like I said in the last video, I know a lot of people, I saw a lot of match reactions after were saying that we could challenge for the top 6 and everything else like that. And I'm like, look, this is where we are. We're going to have games like we do against Villa. But then we're also going to get a game like this today where sometimes it just won't work, and that's why I'll stick to 10th. You know, we got Palace next, and I fully expect us to put in a better performance against Palace. But against a team like Leicester, who have got the know-how, you know, the Premier League champions just a few years ago, you know, so you know, this is what's going to happen to us in some of these games. You know, we're not going to win every game. It's just not going to be like that. So you're going to get inconsistent performances from certain players. I thought Click was very, very bad today, and that's very unlike Mateus Click to have so many misplaced passes. I know he gave away the penalty for the 4th goal, but that aside, I thought his general game was a bit out of sync today. We'll talk about the chance at 2-1 where Luke Ayling went through and took a dive. I think in this game, I know he's trying to be smart and anticipate the contact, but he went down. He dived, man, and if he pulls that back, maybe he has a shot. You don't know what's going to happen. If he pulls it back, there's players running through. We could draw the game 2-2 instead. He's taken a dive, and being completely unbiased, he's lucky not to get a booking because it was a bad one. You know, he's actually just gone splash, and you know, if it's against you, you get annoyed. So I'm surprised that he didn't get booked for that, but that was a spurned opportunity because we got through the defence. You know, we got through the block, and if he made a better decision there, who knows what would have happened if we had equalised from that opportunity. You know, it becomes a different game at 2-2. The difference in the two teams were the substitutions, and I said about Hernandez needing to get up to speed and, you know, possibly not playing so much. When he got subbed, I like that. I like it when he got frustrated. I love seeing that from players. It probably was a mix of that he shows he's caring, that he cares about the game. It shows that he felt he could have done more. I know he hit the bar with that opportunity, but there was a lot in the game that was misplaced and sloppy. I think that he was probably frustrated, thinking that he could probably stay on and unlock the door, maybe. But I have no issues with players getting frustrated when they get subbed off. I kind of like that, actually. You know, that's no problem for me. It just shows that he cares. We had Hernandez, come off, Tyler Roberts come on. And again, Tyler Roberts, for me, at this moment in time, at this level, he could do the loan out. He could do the loan out. He's just not, it's just not the same, you know, Tyler Roberts. And when you look at what Leicester brought on and they combined for the third goal, Cengiz Under and James Maddison with Vardy, it's different levels. It's just absolutely different levels. And Tyler Roberts, for me, I said at the start of the season, I think he could do with a loan at the Championship and get a full season under his belt, being the main man. Paveda was fine today, but again, not enough end product from Paveda. He gives us more of a threat, but there wasn't enough end product, and he replaced Shackleton, who was not effective today, not like he was against Aston Villa. But again, this is what we are. We're a newly promoted team with majority Championship players, with an outstanding coach, but it's not always going to work. And that's the difference. When you take out players like a Rodrigo and not have a Rafinha available, it alters the dynamic of our squad. So hopefully, you know, get well soon, Rodrigo, please. Isolate and be safe. And Rafinha, I hope that's not a serious knock. I hope to see him back as soon as possible, because we need these guys playing. What other observations from the game? The score 4-1. I mean, it sounds really bad, but for me, I don't feel like it was an actual like 4-1 game. I think that when you're chasing the game at 2-1, you're liable to get hit on the third, you know, for a third goal on the counter, especially against a team like Leicester. But the fourth goal, it was a penalty. It was on the line, I think. So it is a penalty. You know, we can't dispute that. You score a penalty, it's 4-1. It just makes the score look even better for Leicester, and it makes it look worse for us. But for me, it wasn't a 4-1 game. Leicester were well worth the win, no complaints. It was weird seeing Casper Schmeichel back at Elland Road, actually, man, because I used to love Casper Schmeichel at Leeds. I thought he was outstanding then. You know, he was very young then, so he was growing into the game. But yeah, man, I used to love Casper Schmeichel back in the day. I know he doesn't feel fondly of his Leeds days though. So, but I still love you. Just because you didn't love me, I love you. You know what I mean? It's one of them. But nah, I predicted us to win today. I have to, you know, believe that we can beat teams at home. You know, I just have to believe that. But what happened was a perfect Leicester performance in how they play. Just that counter-attacking, Jamie Vardy pasting, and the thing is, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, how do you stop it? You know how they're going to play, but it's up to you to stop it, and we did not stop it today. And yeah, that's what I've got for that. I don't think there's much else I can say at this moment in time. I'll probably review it again. I should be on, if you're watching this today, I'll be on Ransom Band show tomorrow. If you're watching this tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I'll be on Ransom Band show tonight. So we'll probably discuss this with him a bit more once, you know, because, you know, this is an initial match reaction. And just to be clear, you know, in regards to Pablo Hernandez and Liam Cooper, I'm not saying that we need to sell them as such. I'm just saying at this level, you know, they need to get up to speed quicker, because unfortunately both are injury prone too. And I just want to make that clear, because, you know what, I know people love to be loyal to the players that got us promoted, but we have to look after the club first. And if players aren't up to speed, if you can see that they are kind of holding us down a little, you just have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, Liam, you know, you've been great. You've been great for us the last couple of years, but when he's fit, let's see what Llorente and Koch can do together. You know what I mean? And it, it's it's not being horrible. It's just reality of football. You know, you play at a level. Some players were going to be good for this level, some weren't, and that's just how I see it at this moment in time. Obviously, that could change as Hernandez and Cooper get fitter, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think the game against Leicester was perfect for them. And against Crystal Palace, who we've got next, who play with about 15 defensive midfielders, I don't know what Pablo Hernandez is possibly going to do there either. So it's one of them, innit? But no, we're going to the Palace game. I'm sure Bielsa will have them all in and watching the videos and seeing where we've gone wrong, seeing what we can do better, prepare for Palace, who are very, very defensive, and obviously have dangerous players in Wilfried Zaha, Eze, who we knew from the Championship. So it should be a good game. Hopefully Bamford brings his shooting boots against Palace and we go again. In regards to the what I mentioned at the start of the video, just circling back in regards to some of the comments, there was a couple of comments from a couple of Leeds fans saying that I had a blood red hat on, and which is incidentally the colour of our third jersey, which I'm looking to get to, by the way. But it was the comments like, Leeds fans don't wear red. Listen, guys, if you've come here for tribalism and Leeds are this and that and Leeds are the greatest and everyone else sucks, you're not going to get that here. This is going to be a football channel, football talk. I'm going to be talking about other clubs. I'm going to be talking about other situations when they pop up, like, if Ole Solskjaer gets sacked from Man United, I'll probably do a video on that. This isn't a Leeds United biased channel. It's just not. I won't do that. I love Leeds United, but I love talking football too, and things like wearing red. This isn't Football Factory. This ain't Green Street. None of them, those football hooligan films. If I want to wear red, I'm gonna wear red. If it's not your cup of tea, that's fair enough. But we're gonna have good conversations on here. When I can bring people on, I'm gonna bring people on. I'm gonna bring fans of all clubs in. I speak to fans of all clubs. That's how you expand your football knowledge, man. Because when you think you've got an opinion of a club or of a fan base, you talk to somebody within that fan base and about the club. It opens your horizons, man. So that's what we're going to be doing here, man. It's going to be all good conversation, good debate. We can debate stuff if you agree. If you agree or disagree with anything I've said about tonight's game, please put it in the comments below. But yeah, that's it, man. It's nothing. No disrespect is meant, but the tribalism thing just isn't my game. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to probably hear me call Manchester United scum, all that stuff. Nah, man, that's just not me. I would love it when we beat Man United, big time. I'm gonna love that. They were the nemesis growing up in school. Big team, Beckham, York, all them. But it grows to a respect level where you're like, man, I wish we could get to that level. But to call them scum, I'm not going to be playing those games here. I speak to too many Man United fans to do that anyway, and there's some good people too. So yeah, we're gonna cut this off here. Please please subscribe, share it amongst people. This was a match reaction. Leeds United 1, Leicester 4. We go again against Palace, man. Go for that win, Leeds. Let's go.